One. We is live.
He's live.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, peoples. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's had a great holiday, great Christmas, a great New Year, and here we are in 2019. And I have with me today, I have Mr. Jason Wade. Mr. Jason Wade, how are you, sir?
Where's Jason?
Goddamn.
What's up,
There he is. Yes, Jason Wade is with us. Now, guitar. I was going to say Guitar Girl, man. It's going to be hard to get.
Gotta get it right.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be tough, man. ChickNGuitars, Kailyn, was supposed to be with us today, but unfortunately, she's not feeling well. She let me know that earlier this afternoon. But so she sends her, what's that word? Sends her
Regards.
There you go. Yeah, English is my third language. Anyway, and I'm kidding. Yeah, so, but she'd like to be here, but unfortunately she's not feeling well. So, but we still have Mr. Jason Wade. And
yeah, you have to deal with me.
Yeah, we never do this.
Never.
Okay, so let me just say hello to everyone that's in the chat, and then I'll start going here. Okay, we got Stafford's Music. Mr. David, how are you, sir? Chuck Booth, how's it going? What else we got in the chat? We got Thrash Metal. Hey, buddy, how are you? Quentin James. Hack! Oh, and there's my volume. Michael B, how are you? Gussie Wells, nice to see you. Adam EVH, how are you, man? Dry Heat. Will Varela. Will Varela is here.
Yeah.
You are. Brian Cote, how's it going, man? Todd Flowers. JJ's House of Jams. JJ, my EP booster is coming on Monday. And it's all your fault. Yeah, don't listen to these guys, man. They'll get you buying gear. Speaking of buying gear, I'm going to nail you in a minute, buddy.
Oh, man.
Todd Flowers, how are you, man? Yes, so Jason and I have been keeping in touch over the holidays, and the first part of the conversation was, oh man, I really want a Les Paul, and then it was pictures of all these Les Pauls and all these different colors and all these different not shapes, but all these different colors and years and this and that and models. And then, yeah, that one's good. Yeah, that one's good. Get that one. And out of the blue, instead of a freaking Gibson, you go out and get an SG.
Yep.
So how the hell did that happen? Because you never really explained that to me. How the hell did you get an SG from a...
Well, it's one of those things where, honestly, I had a Les Paul. I've got a Les Paul. It's a Les Paul Studio, which...
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody knows it's a stripped down. It's still a USA model Gibson Les Paul, but it's the stripped down version. And it sounds good, and I enjoy playing it. But you know, just thinking in the back of your head, I want a Les Paul Standard, a Les Paul Classic, I don't care for the traditional because of the weight. Just to be honest with you, I want something that would be appealing to pick up, and I know a 11, 12-pound guitar is not going to be appealing to me to pick up on a regular basis. So right. I'd rather stick with the classics and the standards that are weight relieved, and get the original Gibson quintessential, Les Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was going to pull the trigger on it, and I was looking real hard, talking to other people, you and other people that played Les Pauls and stuff. And AMS, the people that I deal with, Z-Sounds, AMS, stuff like that, they had a sale going where it was 18 payments there towards the end of the year. Mm-hmm. And it didn't work out to when the sale ended before I was able to pull the trigger. And I was hoping they would give me the 18 payments after the sale went off. But understandably so, that's how you do business. You run a sale, get those people in, then you go back to normal. They wouldn't do it, so I didn't pull the trigger on that. And so then I got to looking because I still had that gas for a guitar or new item.
Yeah.
And started looking at the SGs. I'm like, okay, well, SG Standard is the flagship SG for Gibson, so let's see what they got in this model. And I went with Z-Sounds, and they really did me up a good deal on it because it was listed for $14.99. They had it on sale. It's 2018 new old stock, whatever, or actually back then it was still new stock.
Mm-hmm.
But they had it listed for $12.99, and I got a super deal. Free shipping, expedited shipping, as far as that goes. So I ordered it one day, got it the next day.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. So, and I'm very happy with it. Very, very happy with it. I wished I would have got one a lot earlier if I'd have known the neck on these things fit my hand so well with it being a slim tapered neck.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the sound is just unbelievable. It's that, and I hate to keep repeating myself with the same word, but it's that quintessential classic rock sound.
Oh, totally, man.
I mean, yeah.
You got the 61 pickups on that too.
Exactly. Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm dying for a guitar with 61s.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just say hello to some more people here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, who do we got? We get Todd Flowers. Jeff Harper is here. Riley Loakira, how are you? Gussie Wells, Zach Thong, Metal Stage O. Welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for coming in. Rob 21271. Hey, Hack. How are you, Rob? Terry, how's it going, buddy? Chuck Booth. I mentioned you again, but I'll say hello again. Ivan Carter, welcome. Guitar Pit, hey, man. Metal Stage. Oh, Shauna Marie, how are you? Nice to see you. Rob Galley, how's it going, sir? Who else we got? Oh, Ed Dana. Yeah, Ed Dana went live today, Jason.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he's up and around, man.
Good deal. Good deal.
You get Dana back, man.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. He's getting there. Rick Hefner, how are you, my friend? Paul Lou, nice to see you. After go ahead, Dana saying after surgery you might be stuck with a Parker Fly. Are you familiar with those guitars?
Yes. Yeah, I know what he's talking about. I do. I do.
Yeah, it's funny. Blocky DH. Hey, how's it going? Man, a lot of people popping in. We got 46 people watching, my friend.
Oh, wow.
Lando 27, how are you, buddy? Will Varela. Jamal, you working? Jamal's always working.
Mm-hmm. He works at the airport.
Works at the airport. Scotty G, how are you, man? RG the Mad One. 2 and 3 chord jams. Wow. Everybody's popping in. This is fantastic, man. Thank you all so much. Oh, Guitar Pit, the Strandberg is 4.5 pounds. Step aside, Parker, he says. Denny Allen is here, too. We got 43 people.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you guys all so much for popping in. And gals. Thank you, guys and gals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So you're loving the SG, right?
Yeah. Matter of fact, the Guitar Pit just asked me to rate it 1 to 10. What's the verdict on the SG? And I would say it's a solid 8, maybe even a 9.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as playability, the sound, and just the way I've been bonding with it over the last week, as far as that goes. It definitely brings out the AC/DC in you. I mean, Angus Young, it's just like, you just feel like you got to play that. Frank Zappa, you know what I'm saying? Black Sabbath, those, iconic riffs and stuff.
Oh, Riley Low Acura, I hope I'm saying your name right, Riley, is saying, I love the Gibson sound, but can't deal with the sticky necks. So which would be better? The sticky neck, it's funny, man, because I've played some guitars, and then and not necessarily Gibson, but just like,
any of them's got finish on the back.
Yeah, finish on them, and some of them will feel like real sticky, and other ones will be nice and smooth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of that just how it comes out of the factory. Maybe the way the paint dries, maybe it doesn't dry all the way through or whatever, and it feels kind of grabby.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you, like, what I'm actually most of my necks, other than the Fender, the Tele, and my Ernie Ball, they're all finished necks, like lacquered necks, and they're all fine. I think if you just polish them and clean them up, and you find, well, if it's you know, a nice smooth neck to begin with,
right?
I've never had a problem with it, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Riley. This and I don't know if you can't really tell that much, and you know, it's finished on the back just like the guitar is finished as far as that goes. But I mean, you can tell it's not sticky at all. It doesn't get sticky, and if it does for whatever reason, then invest in some of this stuff right here, finger ease.
There you go.
Yeah. This stuff right here works wonders. It really does, and it's not going to hurt the guitar one way or the other. You just, I mean, I'll show you.
You know what, Riley? If that's the only thing preventing you from playing a Gibson, man, you're selling yourself short. Because
yeah.
Like a Gibson.
Literally, I mean, you just take this right here and you just spray it on like that, and take your hand, wipe it over the strings, and then wipe it over the back of the neck. It's not going to hurt it one way or the other, and it works, dude. Yeah, it feels real good. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Paul Lou's watching us on 60 inches.
I hear you.
Paul Lou,
you can really see how ugly I am.
My melon size, buddy, that's a horror movie there. Who else? See if anybody else popped in. Oh, if anybody's got any questions for myself or Jason, just highlight at Guitar Hack or at Jason Wade. And I think I saw ChickNGuitars is here.
Yeah.
Kailyn, how are you? Hope you're feeling a little bit better. We missed you today in the chat, or missed you on the show, I should say, but nice to have you in the chat. Marco's Images is here.
Riley.
Sorry, go ahead.
You're fine. Riley asked if he should go PRS, and based on the price point, and that's a good question for me to answer.
Yeah.
Simply because I got this guitar, which is the SG, and for the price point of this particular guitar, I've got the PRS SE hollow body custom 22 with the birds and everything on it. Okay, and it has, lo and behold, the finished back neck. You know what I'm saying? And again, it doesn't stick as far as that goes. Now, this is a very nice guitar. It's a very light guitar, but this one, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I didn't pay that for it, but it lists for right around about $850 in this particular model with this finish. The SG I got on a deal for about maybe $250 more than what this would cost you. So I would go SG.
Yeah. So 2 and 3 chord jams is asking if there's any luck with the new toy. I'm still playing around with it. 2 and 3 chord jams. I didn't have much time today. Maybe over the weekend. I got to learn now. I got to basically learn some software, and that should get me going. Todd's asking, can you use a little chalk from a pool cue? I don't think that'd be a good idea, man.
Yeah.
No, not to smooth out the neck. No, I don't think that'd be a good, because that'll get on everything, right? It'll just mess everything up. Brian Fingerless Guitar is saying put some baby powder on your fret hand. Yeah, I guess it's on your hand. Oh, Denny Allen, I use furniture polish on my guitars. You know, I used to use Lemon Pledge, man, and then I said, no, don't do that. Don't do that. You're going to mess it up. So I stopped, and then I actually bought real guitar polish. Now, I'll bet you any money it's the same stuff.
Well, yeah.
You know.
I
don't know. I just won't risk it, you know, especially on a Les Paul. Oh, okay, Brian Cote might be going to Cosmo tomorrow.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Brian, message me later. We may have to talk. Cosmo's a music store in the area that carries everything under the sun.
Right.
All right. So you get the SG. So I thought, okay, you're settled. You get the SG. And then I get another message. What was that, like a day later?
Yeah, it was a surprise to me, too. Just
surprise, was it? Yeah. So, like, literally, how many days was it between the SG and the next edition?
3. 3. I couldn't help it. It was such a good deal, dude.
All right. Everybody knows you already did the unboxing, but let's see it again, man. Let's see it again.
Okay.
That's funny, man.
Oh, all right. So this is the Fender Telecaster Baja 60.
Yeah, let me feature you here. There you go.
Yeah, it's the Baja 60.
That's sweet, man.
Mm-hmm.
That is
now
sweet.
It's got a custom neck. It's got the what do you call it? The neck plate on the back. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, one way or the other. But anyway, the back of the plate says Fender Custom Shop Design. I think his name is Chris Fleming. Does that sound right? There's a video on YouTube about this particular guitar.
Okay.
And he talks about he designed it. He's a master builder for Fender, which he's currently the head of R&D for Fender, and he designed this particular guitar. And what's special about this one is it's got the 4 selector switch.
Yeah.
Instead of just the 3, it's the 4 selector switch. It's got the S1 switch, which takes it in and out of phase, parallel, whatever. And then on top of that, it's got the custom shaped neck. It's not necessarily a C. It's not a modern C. It's almost somewhere in between, but it really does feels nice.
So it feels different than your Strat neck?
Yes, it does. Mm-hmm. Strat neck's actually a bit thicker than this. But it's got a 58 vintage custom shop pickup in the bridge and a 52 vintage custom shop pickup in the neck. And it's got they used to sell them with the rosewood fretboard. This is the Paul Faro or whatever Faro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
if you get a chance, and I'm sure people in the chat would probably dig this too, and they're just clean. Don't put any dirt on it because you can't hear nothing. Everything sounds the same when you put some dirt on it. Like nice clean. And if you went through like all the positions and just kind of maybe like do a little demo and say like, here's what it sounds like.
Well, I would, but I'm not. I got everything cut off with my headset.
No, not now.
Oh yeah,
not now. I'm saying like at some point, right? Because what I'm really curious to hear is you said that out of phase thing, right? You know, and the splitting and all that, and that's something that I've never heard on a single coil guitar. I mean, I do, you know, like I've got on one of my, well, a couple of my guitars, I can do the out of phase thing. They're Les Pauls, and then you get that Peter Green quacky thing, right? You know, that sound that they've used, right? But I've never heard that on a single coil guitar.
Yeah, so I'm off tomorrow, so I can work on that tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. You know, if you put up a video here, and like, well, the reason I say don't put any dirt on it so that you can, you know, pick it up.
You can tell the difference between the sounds.
Yeah. So that's cool. Okay, so folks, any questions? Let me or Jason know at the Guitar Pit.
Brian Fingerless Guitar asked us.
Is there echo, folks? I'm hearing that there's echo. If there's echo here, I can fix that right away. Is
that good?
Okay, the echo's gone away now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Brian Fingerless Guitar was asking, does the Baja Tele have a nitrocellus lacquer finish or urethane? I think it's urethane. Oh, on the neck. I think it's, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. Don't know.
Guitar Pit. Did I call myself Guitar Pit again?
Yes, you did.
God. All right. I got nothing to say.
Oh, me.
Oh, man. Ed Dana keeps asking boxers or briefs.
Boxers or briefs. I got an echo, supposedly.
Oh, on your end?
Yeah. That's what I mean. No, that's what they're saying.
Oh, echo on Jason. Oh, I thought it was me.
Yeah.
Todd Flowers saying he still has an echo. Okay, who's the echo? Is it Jason or is it me?
Let me see if I can go in here and fix that right quick.
Okay. Well, we'll get that sorted out.
Hey, while I'm sorting this out,
thanks, Blocky. Blocky likes the new logo. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, what were you going to say, Jason?
I was going to say while I'm working this out, why don't you? How did the new logo and everything come about? Oh, you got a T-shirt campaign as well.
Yes.
How many people we got watching?
We got 45.
Okay.
If Jason has echo, it isn't on Guitar Hacks. And okay, thanks, Sean. Oh, Sean Zimmerman, how are you, man? Yeah, so I did a video, I don't know, about a week and a half ago. So what happened? If she's still in here, Kailyn, ChickNGuitars, sent me an email and just said, hey, you know, I designed a logo for you. You know, if you're interested, if you want to do some merch, you know, totally out of the blue. Didn't ask for her to do that. It was just nice something that she did. It was, you know, nice of her to do. And I looked at the logos and I thought, you know, they look kind of cool. So she gave me like 3 to pick from, and then I got back to her and we sort of took one of them and we combined a couple of them and we refined it, and we got it looking pretty sharp. And then her thing was, you know, the whole point of that was not so much for me to just put, you know, to change my logo, but to do merch with it. And I always said from the beginning with the channel, like, you know, I wasn't looking at this as a source of income, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but for me, this is just strictly, it's a fun thing. I mean, everything I do music related for me is just fun. So I thought, you know what, I like the idea of merch, but if I could use the merch and then maybe use it towards, you know, something that I care about, which, you know, is, you know, cancer research and fighting cancer, because it's something that's affected my life a lot. I thought, you know, let me put it out there. And I did a video and I just asked people, and I think I went live and I had over 20 people watching, and I just put it out there. I thought, you know, let me know how everybody thinks about this. First of all, should I do merch? Because I wasn't even thinking about doing merch at all. And then should I do it, you know, and donate the money to cancer? And like, it was overwhelming, right? So she was nice enough to refine that logo for me, make it in such a way that I could use it for merch. And then I have to thank Mr. Jason Wade, because when it came time to use Teespring, which is the site that I'm using, he walked me through the whole process and showed me how to you know, how to get the storefront all set up and everything else. So Jason, literally, we did a screen share and he walked me through the whole process. So I have to thank Kailyn, ChickNGuitars, and I have to thank Jason for setting that all up. And the store is live. And if anyone is interested in buying some merch and you know, contributing to it's going specifically to the Canadian Cancer Society. The link is below. I'm only gonna mention this once. I'm not gonna do like a string of shows on this, because I know, you know, last thing you want to hear me talk about is go on and on about, you know, support my charity. I wouldn't want to sit through that either. So I'm just gonna mention it this one time. The link will be below. I'll mention the link, but I'm not gonna push that. So it's there if you want it. If you don't, that's fine. It's okay. It's cool. Believe me, it's fine. I do want to say that though, since I opened that store, we've already raised $100 for the Canadian Cancer Society. So that's a good start. So
yeah, that's
the links,
awesome.
yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. So the links below, if anyone is interested, there's T-shirts, there's hoodies, there's women's tees, there's mugs and stickers, and that's it. So yeah. So that's kind of how that all went. But at the end of the day, I got a nice, cool logo out of it, and that's going to go from now on. I'm going to keep that nice logo. So getting back to the guitars and the SGs. So I did a New Year's gig, and I decided to take my SG. And man, you know what? Those guitars, you know, they're so good. And they're so versatile, and it's like when you they don't really, people think of when an SG, like you're saying, like AC/DC and that, they don't really think about all the different things that you can do with that guitar, man. But you can do a hell of a lot with that instrument.
You can.
Yeah.
I think I still got an echo for some reason or another.
Oh, you still had an echo?
Not on your end, my end.
On your end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is anyone? Well, let's ask if anyone is still hearing. Is link working for anyone else? Say unable to find the page. Oh, the link's not working? Oh, RJ the Mad One says that the link to the t-shirts is not working. Oh, Quentin James is saying it's a bad echo. Okay, and 2 3/4 Jams is saying, Jason, it's not all the time. So that's weird.
Yeah.
Will Varela is saying Jason echo, so they're still talking about the echo. Guitar Pit, try muting your audio while Jason talks to test if it's looping back on your end. Okay, so I'll do that.
What about now? Is that echo gone? Still echoing? Echo, 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 echo.
Is it still echoing now? Let us know. Okay, Quentin, you're funny. Lucky DH says better. Quentin says no echo. Okay, I didn't really do anything to eliminate echo. Maybe Hack should use his headphones. So there's still echo? Zach Thonk says no.
Well, I'm not talking. I think the echo was on my end. Oh, okay.
Okay, Michael Bishop says no, it stopped. Okay, Terry's GG&G, your link in the video description works, but it's missing the RE on store to have it go through. Okay, I don't know what the hell that means. Hey, Jason, can you do me a favor?
I'm working on it.
Can you throw the link up on the...
Yeah, I'll get it.
Throw the link up on the chat, please.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to answer a question that we had here. 2 3/4 Jams was asking earlier if the SG stayed in tune. So what happened? Is I bought a set of brand new D'Addario strings, okay, and put them on the SG because I was planning on using the SG for the gig. And what happened was the high E string kept going out of tune on me, and I had that issue earlier with the Les Paul guitar, and it ended up being the tuning key, and I thought, oh no, not this one too. At the end of the day, what happened was and you got to be careful of this sometimes. When you've got a stop tailpiece and you slide the ball into the tailpiece, if it starts to rotate in there, and I don't know how, maybe because you didn't push it in all the way, and maybe when it went in, it did a little spin. That little turn on the end of it will start to unravel. And then what will happen is if that turn starts to unravel, then you keep tuning it up and it just unravels more and more. And that's what was happening. And that was a brand new set of D'Addario strings. So I went out and I bought a set or just basically just straight E strings. Just E strings, and I replaced it and tuned it up, and it was fine from that point on. So I was able to play the whole gig, and it was great. It was great. I posted the gig. I tried to go live. It's so frustrating, man. Every time I try to go live, I'll be on for 20 minutes if I'm lucky, and then I get kicked out. And I'm trying to, and then I keep looking at my phone, and all of a sudden I'll see that my phone is off. And then I'll hit the button, but I'm I can't be doing that and playing at the same time, right? So it's kind of hard to you know what I mean? So I try to get as much as I try to do what, sort of a Dave Byron thing. But Dave Byron, I guess they got better Wi-Fi down in Southwest Florida, because the Wi-Fi in the bars here is garbage.
Yeah, you got everybody on it at the same time too, whoever's there.
Yeah, so Terry's GG&G said, AK, it's not spelled out fully. So
I put it in there and it worked for RJ. There it is again.
Okay, so Jason Way just put the link up. Thanks, Jason.
Yeah, no problem.
ChickNGuitars, Jason Wade, and me. What has the SG inspired you to play versus what the Telecaster inspired? Oh, that's a good question.
The SG, I've been playing the heck out of some Angus Young, AC/DC, some Thin Lizzy, like the video, the little name that tune thing. Any classic rock that you can think of that I know the riffs to, as far as that goes, it's just that sound. I mean, it's crazy how authentic that sound is. It's just one of those light bulb moments, like, oh my gosh, this is how they got that sound, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And just stuff like that. Now the Telly and the Strat, that's more, I get into those backing tracks where it's sort of laid back, mellow, bluesy, you know, Rory Gallagher. The lick that I did, the one name that tune before was Rory Gallagher, Moonchild. I learned that. I learned that that one night I watched that documentary on Rory Gallagher. And I got inspired just by watching the documentary to learn that particular song because they played the live version of that song in that documentary. So I pulled up YouTube and searched, you know, Rory Gallagher, Moonchild, and it's just the intro, the opening intro, but it's really cool. And the sound that I used was actually on this 11 rack because a lot of people were commenting on the tone that I had, and it's a real raspy, you know, just, I don't know, wiry, raspy sound. And it was actually supposedly the Johnny Winter preset, which of course a lot of people know is, you know, older blues player, like classic rock blues player. So that'd be my answer.
Yeah, like with the SG, you kind of go more for the rocky stuff. You know, sort of like this, like you said, the AC. For me, it's like more like AC/DC. You know, all right. I don't know. I like playing I like using the neck pickup, you know, and doing like some Santana type stuff on that too. And the Telly, I find myself playing more like clean. You know, more clean, more quacky stuff. So like middle position.
Yeah,
you
so
know,
you can get that Telly sound, the spanky.
That Telly, get that, you know, Telly sound, and maybe doing some more Stevie-ish kind of bluesy type stuff. That's kind of what I find. Flipside Music is here. Hey, Flipside, how are you,
man? Blackie DH, what amps am I using? I'm not using any amps. No, I know that sounds. I'm using the 11 rack. I've got the 11 rack right here in front of me because this is my quote unquote bedroom studio. It's literally bedroom studio. So I don't have a studio desk or anything. I use the top of this long bedroom dresser, and I've got it set up with my monitors, 11 rack. I do have the little Yamaha THR-10X, my laptop, the mixing board, camera, yada 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 yada. Now all my amps are over here out of picture, and they're Marshall half stack, a Bugera G5 Infinium, and a PV 6505 mini head, but they hardly ever get plugged up because I live in an apartment and I can't really turn them up anyway. So I use the 11 rack, Yamaha THR-10X, and the software TH3 Bias FX and stuff like that on the computer.
I just Cheddar Kung Pao's here. Hey, Cheddar, how are you? Will Varela was saying you like the beverage holder on my mic stand. So I got this, you know, but I have to be very specific. When I order a beer, it has to be like a glass. It can't be like a, you know, it can't have like a flute on the bottom of it. It has to be like a solid bottom. You know what I mean? Like a regular, because the other ones will fall over. But I can get a pretty good sized beer to sit in that cup holder. So that thing comes in, because before it's like I'd try to find a place to put it without knocking it over.
Yeah, exactly.
And that comes in really, really handy. Okay, let me see. Old Man Dan's Project BMX.
Yeah,
is here.
Old Man Dan in the house.
How are you, man?
I'm still gonna call him Old Man Dan.
Old Man Dan's a lot easier. Rick Hefner saying, Tony Iommi is my favorite SG player. Then it goes Angus, then Derek Trucks. Yeah.
Derek Trucks is awesome. And Black Sabbath,
yeah, he's one of my favorites too. Yeah, I should have mentioned Black Sabbath.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, Frank Zappa, I did that one little itty bitty lick, Muffin Man. The you know that lick, as far as that goes. But I hadn't really listened to a lot of Frank Zappa, just to be honest with you.
No, I'm not a big Frank Zappa guy either. A lot of his stuff is, honestly, it's over my head.
Mm-hmm.
It's just over my head. ChickNGuitars is saying, Guitar Hack Jason Wade, fill in the blank. An SG should be played on a blank amp. Oh, that's easy for me.
Marshall.
Yeah, done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could turn my Marshall up, if I lived in, a house instead of an apartment,
Mm.
and I had a studio, sort of like Dave Stafford studio, that big, huge studio he's got, then yeah, I'd play through my Marshall and I'd probably invest in pedals, or at least a Helix or something of that nature, one way or the other. But what I have suits me. The 11 rack was like $199 at Sweetwater on Black Friday. And like I said, I found that website where you could download over 7,000 presets.
Wow.
So, I got years to go through as far as searching for loading them up and trying them out and seeing which ones I like and which ones I don't like. And it was $199 versus $1,400 for a Helix or a head rush. So,
yeah,
you know what I mean? And the head rush is actually using the same modeling technology from the 11 rack. It's the new.
It's the new version.
Rack. Yeah.
We got Pork Chop SRV. I love that name.
Mm-hmm.
Pork Chop SRV is here. Yeah, he's in Houston, Texas.
Oh, okay. He's down there with EJ and Scotty G.
Did you see, this is from ChickNGuitars, did you see those thumb picks Justin Johnson was showing off? They look promising for finger picking. I didn't.
Yeah, I saw that video. I'm not a finger. I mean, it didn't do anything for me because I can't finger pick. I've never even attempted to mess with it one way or the other. I'm just,
Gussie Wells is asking which Marshall.
Which Marshall I have? Oh, it's the crappy one. No, I'm just picking. It's the MG100 HCFX. It's solid state, and I've got the 412 matching 412 cabinet.
I got the I have the Origin series.
Oh,
that's actually what I used on New Year's Eve, and I was able to turn it up.
Now nice. I'll tell you this. I won't be able to show it on here because nobody will be able to see it anyway, but I can tell you about it. There's up in Eden, North Carolina, where I was born, where my parents live. There's an old music store up there called Glasgow's Music.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been there for years. The guy that's currently running it, his name's Greg Glasgow, and his brother Scott passed away several years back. And they basically ran the store after their father ran it. Years and years and years and years ago. But it's just one of those little mom and pop stores. You know what I'm saying? It's got all vintage stuff in it. You go in, it's like 70s Waylon Jennings Guild posters, and 80s Def Leppard,
right,
Marshall or string posters, just all kinds of vintage stuff. Well, his brother Scott had a half Marshall 50 half stack that he kept in a road case.
Mm-hmm.
The head and the 412, matching 412. And I'm trying to find the picture right quick. Yeah, there it is. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not. But there it is.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, the road case and everything. And it's nice. 1982. It's in mint condition. It's been sitting in the shop because, of course, Greg's got sentimental value towards it as far as that goes. But Greg's getting ready to close his shop, and he's going to part with it. And it's original mint. Been in controlled environment the whole time.
Right.
He's asking $2,500 for it. But that would be cool to have. I mean, I wish I had that instead of what I got. That would be a cool half stack.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Awesome. Gussie Wells, ever play older Marshalls, Jason or G-Hack? No, I can't say I have. I've never played a Plexi. I mean, the oldest Marshall I played is probably a JCM 800. So
Right.
that's probably
Closest thing I've came to an old Marshall is probably whatever effects somebody's stuck in one of these boxes.
Yeah.
To emulate it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Just seeing if there's any more questions. Okay, we got a lot of chats flying by. We got 49 people. So yeah, if anyone's got any questions for Jason or myself. Okay, myself being Guitar Hack. Jason being Jason Wade. That's a joke from earlier in the show because I don't know my own name. By the way, I fixed the link. It should say Guitar Hack Store now. So yeah. So I gotta ask you this, man. So you got the SG, you got the Tele.
Got a Les Paul, got the Satriani series, JS100.
Wow.
I've got the Ibanez Jim Junior. I've got the Strat. I've got the PRS Custom 22, and I've got two Wolfgangs, the Special and the Standard.
And
an acoustic and a uke.
Wow. So what's next?
What's next? What I told you. The thing that I left at the cash register. That's the only, I mean, it won't be anytime soon because of course I've got plenty to play and to keep my interest for a while. But my only other conquest would be to get the Standard or the Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those two as far as
I'll tell you though, man, I got a Classic and it ain't light.
Well, this studio, I'm gonna be honest with you, this studio isn't light. It's a piece of wood. I mean, when I first it was one of the first ones I got before I got the Wolfgangs and everything like that. And to me, getting back into guitar and stuff like that, it was a boat anchor, dude. I mean, I'm like, whoa, just, you could feel it. You know what I mean? Now it sounded good because somebody put those Seymour Duncans in it. But
my Classic weighs, you could feel it. It weighs more than my, and they're both supposed to be weight relieved, but my Classic weighs a lot more than my Standard. It's a heavy guitar, man. I feel that at the end of the night, I'll feel that weight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
thanks so much. RJ, the Mad One, ordered 2 long sleeve shirts. Thanks so much, RJ.
Absolutely.
That's awesome, buddy.
Ben's in here. He's got to run. I just saw his name.
Okay. Hey, Ben. Bye, Ben. He's late for dinner.
The echo's coming back, he says.
What?
Hey, when I turn towards the guitar, the echoes come back. That's what he's saying. I don't know.
That's odd, man. And I thought I'd be the one with sound issues tonight.
This thing might be going dead. Like I told you, I didn't charge it last night, so that might have something to do with it. But Stafford Studio says I should get a pink Jackson. I'll get the one that you got your daughter.
Gus Wells is saying, I find playing loud is very different than, yeah, it's totally different. Yeah, when you play loud,
you can't hide as much.
No.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's more articulate as far as that goes. You can hear everything you're doing.
You know what? It's weird because it's but it's also, I find it a little bit easier because, like if I'm playing quiet and sometimes when I'm playing fast, I might not, hit a note as hard as I want. Well, if you're playing quiet, you won't really hear that note. But when you're turned up loud, you pick up everything.
Yeah.
So even if you just brush against the note instead of hitting it hard, that note will still pop.
Right.
So in a way,
I don't know.
Playing louder is kind of easier in a way.
I've even noticed that with this 11 rack because it's got that True Z technology in it to where it's supposed to emulate the effect of an amp.
Yeah, because yeah.
And you turn it up, turn the volume up on the mixer, and the tone and everything sounds different. And like you were just saying.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell.
Well, there's some things about playing in through an amp, like the way the amp responds to the way you play and things, right? And
yeah, it's more dynamic.
It's more, yeah, it's more dynamic, and you know, it's well, not so much if you're playing clean, but if you're playing with a lot of dirt, there's a whole other set of skills that you gotta have, so that, you know, mainly it's like you're controlling the beast, so to speak, you know.
Yeah.
And you only want the musical stuff to come out and not the garbage in between. So you really have to get into, you know, making sure that you mute your other strings properly, and you only hit the strings you intend to hit. And then you get, you know, feedback. Well, feedback sometimes is great, but sometimes it's not. You know, it depends.
Exactly.
You know, so there's a whole other thing, and then you gotta, you know, like I don't use kill switches or anything, so, you know, it's for me, it's being really quick on the volume roll off and stuff, or backing off the volume. You know, there's a whole other, like, a lot of things that you acquire when you're playing loud that you wouldn't necessarily need to do if you're playing quietly, because none of this stuff would really happen, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just catching up on the chat here.
Oh my gosh.
Well, what is it?
Chattering Guitar Pit.
Are they going back and forth?
Yeah. Guitar Pit, you're talking shit about import Soviet guitars. Mother Russia will strike you down. Hilarious.
Todd Flowers, moving air. Yeah, definitely. Nothing like that feeling, man. Oh, I saw it now. Mother Russia will strike you down. Dennis Bro, if you can play and sound good in the studio, you will sound gold live. Okay, that's a Richie Blackmore quote. Well, if you play, I'll tell you one thing, it's a hell of a lot easier to sound good in the studio than it is live. There's no comparison.
Yeah, because a lot of people, well, you got somebody on the other side making you sound good to a certain extent. Right. You know what I'm saying? Now you're responsible for putting it out, but they're tweaking it. You know what I mean?
You know, plus you can do. I mean, I haven't had a tremendous amount of studio experience, but I've had some. And I was working with the engineer, and he had Pro Tools. And you know what? You can try things a million times. You can cut and paste this note from that note, add that note. The beginning here is good. The end of that is good. Slap that all together. And you can create the incredible, like you playing something to perfection, which if you tried to do it that well, you never would. You know, you're going to, you know, I got a little bit better bend there, or my vibrato's a little bit better there. But to play everything like perfectly and hit all those, you know, check all those boxes is near impossible. Yeah. You got a guy sitting there with Pro Tools, man. He's just going to take all those bits and pieces, he's going to slap them together, and he's going to make you sound like a star.
Yeah. I mean, I get what he's saying as far as that goes. I get the logic of it, and I agree with the logic of it as far as that goes. But yeah, you do have other people in there that are trying to make you sound good so they can sell records and such.
Like I recorded one solo. I remember one time I was asked to do leads on this guy's music, and I recorded this one solo, and it was just that. It was this, that, and then I did this one run that started off kind of out of time, but it just hit right on the beat. And it's one of those things that I could never do again in 100 years. It just worked perfectly. Like, it's like something that, you know, I would be impressed if somebody else did, and it came out of my hands.
Right.
At the same time, that was the tail end. But what I played before that wasn't that hot. Right. But that little piece was great. So now you take that little piece that was great, and then you play some other stuff and tack that on the front of it, and now you got this great sounding solo.
Right.
But I could never reproduce that again. There's no way.
Well, I mean, that's half the stuff that I play with those backing tracks and stuff. Like I said, I'm just noodling. You know what I'm saying? I haven't practiced this. I don't know what I'm going to play. It's just one of those things where you just, you know, react to the music that's playing behind you. type thing and try to go along with it. So a lot of that stuff I couldn't replay again either, one way or the other, because I don't have it tabbed out or anything.
Yeah. Well, you know what I always find tricky is I don't know how these guys because that being said and all the recording stuff, and then these guys they go and they play they go out on tour and like the real good musicians, and then they'll go back and play a song that they did like 20 years ago and have to relearn all those solos and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because everybody that's sitting in the audience is just sitting there. Okay, here it comes. And they're waiting for that bend or that, you know what I mean, or that. Because everyone's
Steve
got
Stevens had said something about that on EVH. What is it? EVH Gear and TV.
Gear and TV, yeah.
Yeah. When he was talking about having to go back and relearn, and repractice, and so on and so forth, older songs, because that's what the crowd wanted to hear, and he wanted to make sure that he gave the crowd,
that's right,
what they wanted. Because people like us, guitar players, especially musicians,
they're
going to be, like you said, they're going to be looking for it. They're going to be waiting for it. That's what they came for. I wanted to see exactly where he's at. You know what I'm saying?
Quentin James is saying he's got to tell me about the time he played with Collective Soul. Yes, you do.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, Quentin James did some pretty cool stuff, man. If you haven't subbed to Quentin, sub to Quentin. Actually, sub to everybody. I always do this every show at some point.
There you go.
Everyone in the channel, these are, or everybody in the chat, I should say, these are all fantastic folks. They got great channels. If you haven't subbed to everybody, please do. If you haven't subbed to Jason Wade, please do. I've got Jason Wade's link below. Just let's all sub each other. Let's keep this positive. Let's keep this growing. If you haven't subbed to my channel, please do that. And let's keep it growing. Let's keep it all positive, folks.
Man, yeah. I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out, watching, listening, asking questions, and interacting.
Yeah, this is good, man.
Fun part.
This is good. This is good. Yeah, like that that New Year's Eve gig that I did, like we played terribly, eh? Like we took.
I thought it sounded pretty good.
Well, we took basically December off, and then we got the call to do it, and we got together once, and that's the one I posted, and we just went through like all the tunes and okay, let's go. Like I was forgetting parts, and I was hitting what I call them K chords, right? And I hit a couple of them, and but it was New Year's Eve, and everybody's drinking and having a good time, and at the end of the day, it didn't matter. But you're gonna laugh at this. So all night, all we heard was Tom Petty, Tom Petty, Tom Petty, Tom Petty, play Tom Petty, play Tom Petty. So we do a Tom Petty song. We do American Girl, right? But we haven't played that song in, oh man, it's got to be 2 or 3 months. And that wasn't on the set list. So, and I said, so it was like the very last thing. And I said, okay. And I don't, like, there's a guitar solo at the end of it, right? And I do like an extended thing at the end. So I said, as long as you all are aware that I'm going to mess up this solo, we'll do the song.
That way.
That the solo is going to be a disaster. So we got through the song, and it gets to the solo, and I only remembered it about the third pass through, and then I played it right. It's like whatever. Yep. So I thought, and it was our first time at this place. I just got a call. Actually, today I got a text. They want us back. So that's just awesome. Open up some more gigs for us next year. So
that's a nice place too, because it's got a really big.
Oh man, that stage.
I mean, it was like you said, it was built. That building was built for live music. They wanted to.
Yeah, that venue. Yeah, that stage is like a quarter of the freaking bar, man. It's a whole wall. They had lights. Like they're all set up for bands. Like that was a place. Like I didn't know that place from Adam, but I looked into it and I was talking to them, and that place was supposed to be a venue for live entertainment, like a bar, but that was their selling point, right? So they had a PA in there and they had monitors in there. We didn't use any of their stuff. We bring our own stuff, but but yeah, that's probably, man, that's got to be one of the 2 or 3 biggest stages I've ever in a bar that I've ever
Mhm.
played in. It was really, really cool. Yeah. Brad Miller, at least you get to play out. Yeah, Brad. Yeah, man. Every chance I get out there and try and do some shows. Okay, just seeing if I've missed any questions here. Rick Hefner, no riff is sacred. They should all be shared.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't know what the... I don't know where that's coming from. Well, I'll tell you something, Rick. If you go on YouTube and you play a riff that's not yours, you'll get a copyright claim on it.
Yeah, you will do that.
I've got about 4 of them so far, and that's the funny part about it, eh? I streamed that live gig, and I mean, it was every song we did was a cover.
Mhm.
I didn't get one copyright claim, but on other stuff that I did, I get them all the time.
Personal
Before I even
videos,
upload it, there it is.
Yep.
So it's kind of, I don't know.
Everybody wants their money, man.
Everybody wants their money.
See you later, Soda Pop.
See ya, Soda.
He's going. Oh, Cheddar says he's going back out to play next week for the first time in months. Any advice for you?
Going back out to play.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the only thing like Cheddar that I would say is if you really know what you're like, if you really know the songs, I don't know if it's okay. Then I should ask you if it's a jam. If it's a jam, then just go out and have fun. But if you're playing like covers, just make sure you really know the material well, because the last thing you want to do when you play is think. You don't want to think.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to play. So, you know, what I mean by that is you don't want to think about, oh, what's the next chord, or when does the bridge come, or where does that. You just want to play, and only then can you actually enjoy it and then be spontaneous in what comes out of you. But if it's a jam, I just say have fun, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just have fun, you know. And don't worry about the crowd. Just you know, just worry about the guys around you. Feed off the guys. Again, if it's a jam, just listen and play off the guys around you. So it really depends on what you're doing. Okay, there's a lot of conversations going on. I'm trying to get a feel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely mayhem. Absolute
Yes.
mayhem. How are you, man?
Zach Thong.
Zach Thong's in the house. Hey,
Yep.
Zach, how are you?
Dennis is here. Well, Dennis has been here, I think.
Oh, Cheddar. Okay, Cheddar's saying it's a jam, but we do play real songs. I don't know what they are until they start.
Ooh, that sucks.
Well, then, Cheddar, I'll again go back to what I said at the beginning: is just have fun and enjoy it, man.
Yeah, it's usually bluesy stuff. So he's going to like a blues jam where they're playing like, you know, B.B. King, Eric Clapton, Albert King stuff. Oh, you know, old school blues type stuff.
It is what it is, man. You know what? And then I'll go back to what I was saying before. Just listen.
Mm-hmm.
Don't overplay. Never
like
underplay. Don't overplay. You know, and just listen. Feel the music, and you should be fine, man. I've heard you. Cheddar's good, man.
Yeah, he's good.
Every time he comes on, man, I hear a little more vibrato, a little more, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
I enjoy
Again,
his
good,
videos.
Cheddar.
And his video quality and his audio quality since he got that new setup.
Yeah.
Spot on, dude. Looks good.
Oh, well, I don't know. The thrill is gone. Yeah. Just have fun with it, Cheddar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, GTV's here.
Yep.
It's an open mic. You know, man, that's one thing I wish I could do is open mics, man. I'm sure they're around. I got to look for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I think that's the most fun. It's just getting into a room with some players and just jamming and making stuff up. You know,
see, that's the one thing I'm not familiar with. That, like I told everybody, I've said this before when I was on your show before. The only people that's ever seen me play, period, is whoever's watched my videos on YouTube, period. Because I freeze up. I mean, my daughter.
Yeah, you were saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter's downstairs. She can come up here while I'm playing, and I'll, you know, I can't, it's yeah, you know. But I've been that way my whole life as far as that goes. I've never. I could play by myself and it sound halfway decent to me. Send a clip to somebody and they're like, "Oh man, that sounds good," and they come over to hang out or something like that. Play that thing you were playing. I'm like, no,
Can't do it.
yeah.
Okay, I'm just reading some of the comments here. Oh, ChickNGuitars. She came down to grab her. She couldn't stay away
She
from
got
her.
got her SG,
so she came to grab it. So Chuck Booth is saying his old band was strictly a bar band. The crowd would have killed us without those bar cover. Yeah, Chuck Booth. That's what I'm stuck in. GTV. Again, GTV. Absolute Mayhem Guitar, good. Oh, Guitar or Absolute Mayhem got his LTD back today. That's good, man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, thanks. No worries, Cheddar.
Cheddar,
anytime you want to hit me up, just shoot me an email, Cheddar, or do a Google Hangout. We can do some jamming over the Google Hangout. Whatever you want.
Try that studio thing out like we did last night.
Yeah, you can try that.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Rick Hefner. Rick Hefner enjoyed the stream. Flip side, he's got some advice. If it's a blues jam, just know your basic blues, and usually whoever's leading the song should call out the changes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's that 1-4-5 that we talked about, Jason.
Is Ed Dana still in here, or is he?
I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Will Varela, Guitar Hack. Jams are great. That's how you get. I totally agree, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get good is jamming, and the closest thing I get to jamming is when I do play covers. I usually, not every song, but whenever I can, I improvise a solo on the spot. That's the only excitement I get. So and it's a lame, we'll do Mustang Sally, which is like the lamest song in the world. But I made sure that I get a big solo at the end, and I never play the same thing twice, and I just kind of make it up on the spot.
Fine, Fingerless Guitars got a bolt. Appreciate you hanging out, dude.
Okay, take care, Brian. So yeah, that's the closest I get to jamming. ChickNGuitars. Just catching up here.
Oh, you know what I was listening to at work today? That a lot of you people in this chat probably are very, very familiar with, but and I knew about them, but I really never dug into them. Montrose, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, they had some nice stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew Sammy Hagar was part of that at one point. But some of those songs, man, they're pretty
ChickNGuitars, Guitar Hack, what are some... Oh, she's asking, what are or everyone in the chat, I guess, guitar goals this year? I myself plan on recording my originals. Now people are mentioning Montrose songs, Rock Candy.
Yeah, that's what that's one of the ones I listened to today.
Ronnie Montrose, yeah, it was a great player. What's your if anybody wants to answer that question in the chat, what are your guitar goals? What are your guitar goals for this year, Jason?
Just to try to play at least a little bit every day to get better in all ways and learn more songs, whole songs. Like I told you, I've got that issue to where I can play like 30, 40 minutes at the, or not
right.
20, 30 minutes at a time. And try to learn. I know a lot of riffs, and I know a lot of little, licks or whatever you want to call it. And I know some chord progressions as far as that goes. But I want to learn the whole song, like the AC/DC. I've been getting into the AC/DC with the SG and so on and so forth. I want to learn the whole song from start to finish, not just the riff that everybody's like, oh, I know what song you're playing. I want to learn the whole thing and the leads over the top of it. That would be one of my goals for the year.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Yeah, Rick Hefner is saying his is to get better at theory with help from me.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, I offer free guitar lessons. If you want to hit me up, I got my email below. Just send me an email and we'll set something up. And I've helped, I think I've got like 7 people now, something like that. I enjoy doing it. I do it for fun. I do everything for fun. So,
Well, that's what you're supposed to do it for.
yeah, exactly. I don't know. Well, for me, obviously, is to get better, and it's to play like yourself. I want to play more regular because I find I put it down sometimes because I just get tired of learning songs. Like I've got to learn shit, man. I've got to learn a bunch of songs already now, like ready for next week, and you know. But you know what? The other thing is too with the interface here is to kind of open up a new world because I now if I have the ability, I like to do some original music.
Oh, absolutely. And like you said, the videos that I told you, put you onto about the Studio One software that comes with that. If you can get into that and dive into that and learn how that works, then you'll be able to do it. The options are endless, dude. You can pick up your guitar and record something and come back later on the afternoon or tomorrow and put something over the top of it and put something over the top of that. And it comes with drum loops. I mean, it just comes with all kinds of software as far as that goes. The more you dive into it, the more you'll understand it.
Well,
But you can be very creative with it.
I've always got riffs in my head.
Yeah.
I mean, every time I play, I'll come up with a riff or like a little progression or something. Oh man, that sounds cool. And then I forget about it. You know what I mean? Because I don't put it down.
Yep.
So now that I have this, maybe I can start doing that.
Yeah.
So Cheddar is saying, play live as much as possible, record some covers and originals. That's cool, Cheddar. RJ the Mad One, try not to buy another guitar this year. Oh, that's cool. Cheddar helped write a song for the Emerald Riders album. That's cool. Brian Cote record originals and working on live stream production. Those are his
stuff's coming. His stuff's coming along really good.
Yeah, his stuff's good. Okay, GTV's out. See you, GTV. Pork Chop SRV. I want to spend more time on the 30th anniversary Les Paul Gold Top. Spend most time on the Strats. Yeah, man, play that Gold Top. Stafford Studio, to write a cool song guitar with my good friend who also plays guitar and then get it up. Oh, that's cool. That is cool, David. Guitar hack, finger picking? No, Chuck, I don't do any finger picking. No, it would be just like if you played in a bar band and I don't think there's anything I can teach you. It's more just basically like, theory, but enough theory to sort of to get you through stuff and then being able to solo on over progressions and stuff like that. So yeah, like if you play in bar bands and you jam and this and that, I don't know, we could, but any like specific techniques, no, I don't. I can't help you there. Well, Guitar Hack, check my channel. Okay, Gwen's gonna have some new songs up.
Dave Byron just popped in the house. Woohoo! What's up, Dave?
Oh, Dave Byron.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave Byron. Michael B's here too.
Michael B.
Oh, good. Oh, Michael B. Check out Easy Drummer. There you go. Yeah, I gotta check that out. Guitar Hack CD 2019. I don't know about that. Marsman is here. How are you, man? Yeah, everybody's saying not buy another guitar. Oh, Dave Byron. Hey, guys, just finished my gig. Hope all is well with you all. Hey, Dave. Hope your gig went well, my friend.
That's right.
I watched Dave did a video earlier today putting new strings on his nylon string guitar. I've always thought about owning a nylon string, man. Because I'll pick one up and they sound so good, but I have such a hard time because the necks are so freaking wide.
Right.
Have you ever picked one of them up?
I have.
Yeah, man.
Reminds me of the ukulele's got nylon strings as far as that goes, but it's nowhere near in the same ballpark as a classical guitar or something of that nature. Dave Byron, Stafford Music Studios. David Stafford, he plays classical guitar, stuff like that, nylon string stuff. So I mean, It's nice.
Yeah, it's really cool.
One of these days, I'll think about learning stuff like that.
Yeah. So Dennis Bro is saying to show riffs from the songs I play. You know what, Dennis? Let me know what songs you want. I can do a lesson and just show people some riffs.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know, like I've done already 2 of what to play over this lessons, like guitar lessons. I could do a lesson on just showing riffs, but I don't know. There's a million guys showing you how to play riffs. I don't know, but I mean, if there's something specific, ask me for it. You know, hit me up. Best thing would do, email me and tell me what riffs you want, and maybe I'll do a video, or maybe I'll just contact you and show you one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
Denny Allen posted 2 songs on his channel. Fingerpick. There you go. So there's a Queen Bee. Please use your inside voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bringing the thunder down.
Yeah. I use Easy Drummer, but I'm not a drummer, and it's hard for me. Okay. They're talking about Easy Drummer. Nice gig on New Year's. Oh, thank you so much, Marsman. Yeah, thanks for the comment on the tones, man. I really work hard to get decent tones. You know what? I was thinking about doing a video of that. You know, like where I would just walk through how to get, you know, how do I get tones? Like I'll pick like 3 or 4 different songs, and then.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, like, not everybody's going to have the pedals that I have, right?
Right.
So I don't know how relatable it would be.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I don't know. I may do a video on that. You know, just talk more about tones, because I keep going on about how important tones are, man. Like, I don't care how good you play. If your tone is shit, anything you play is going to sound like shit. Right?
Yeah,
You got to have the right
the
sound for the song you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Guitar Hack, you're awesome for trying to. Oh, thanks, A64 T-Bird. No, it's not a big deal, buddy. Honestly, it's not. You just try to help people when you can. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Time to get used to wide. Yeah. I guess, hey Dave, I got to get used to a wider neck.
Yeah. It doesn't cost anything to be nice.
Yeah, exactly. And you always have a choice, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
You always have a choice. I'm also, it's easier to buy a guitar than play guitar. Proud. I think it's commendable that you help people. Cheers. Oh, no worries, man. Hey, a 64 keyboard. You want a lesson? Free lesson, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Hit me up. Just hit me up. Can you show me how to fix my live video issues? Dope. Your live video issues? I just use Google Hangout, man. I don't know what to tell you. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, Dave watched a bit of my New Year's gig, too. ChickNGuitars. I'm in denial that I'm still sick and playing guitar right through the fever.
Okay, I got a question to ask the people that are still in the chat. Does anybody know what an Ibanez XF350 Falconoy is?
No idea.
You ever heard that guitar?
No idea.
This is what, if it'll come up, I'll show it. Oh, I don't want to open an app. Never mind. It's not coming up like I wanted it to.
While you're looking at that, Brian's going to try to use OBS for his next live stream. Yeah, Jason Wade is the master of OBS.
No. Yeah, this is what it looks like, guys. It's some kind of weird looking guitar.
Oh, boy. That looks like a weapon.
Yeah.
You chop a tree down with that thing.
Ibanez X series, but its model number is a XF350, and the name is I can't pronounce it. Falchion. Falcon or something. I don't know.
Quentin, I'm in the same boat. Quentin's saying he doesn't even know how to turn on a computer. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. So imagine you know, me trying to figure out how to how to use a friggin' interface for recording.
You guys are better off than you think you are. You're on YouTube.
Guitar pit. That looks like a novelty goth knife from those
Yeah, it does.
Dragon Ball.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
That's
Hold on a second. I'll put the model number that this text says.
Oh, Dave Byron remembers those from 1985. All right. Well, we're a little over an hour. Are you okay for time? You want to go, what, another 5:10?
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever you want to do, I'm here.
All right.
That's what it is, guys.
Okay, I know. Quentin is saying he's got the C90. Just couldn't get the helix and mic to work right. You gotta, okay, I'll tell you what it is, Quentin. When you go to Google Hangout, you gotta pick. You gotta make sure you load the drivers, and you gotta pick that right option, because if you don't, it's not gonna see your helix and it's not gonna see your mic.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that from Mr. Jason Wade. It's in right there. There you go. So yeah, if anyone's got any last minute questions for myself or for Guitar Hack or Jason
for yourself
Wade,
or Guitar Hack.
Yeah, for me, Guitar Hack. Keep forgetting my name.
Yeah.
Jason Wade, let us know. And ChickNGuitars, Kailyn, whenever you're feeling better, we'll definitely do a live stream.
Mm-hmm. Cheddar lightning around. Let's go.
Lightning round. Yeah, come on. Come on, hit us up.
Yeah. Sounds like I need to hook up with a Jason kid. That's Quentin.
Yeah, Jason kid's got it together, man.
Yeah.
How do you set it up? The instructions aren't very. Oh, he's talking about. Okay. That just went over my head with ticket. There's Dave Byron. He's out.
Yep. See ya.
He's out. 2 and 3 chord jams, Guitar Hack. Aren't your settings different live to cut through band? Yes. Thank you. 2 and 3 chord jams. So, here's the thing. When you set up a tone and you're playing at home and you're like, man, that sounds really, really good, right? Mm-hmm. And then you take that same setup and you go and play with the band, all of a sudden you disappear. Nobody can hear you. Okay? So what you got to do is, like, with that tone that you came up with that you like that sounded great at home, that becomes your sort of your bass tone. And then what I find that you have to do is you have to up your mids and up your treble. Basically, that rises you above everybody else and makes you heard. Okay? This is why the Tube Screamer is one of the most popular lead boost pedals out there, because it literally takes your mid frequencies and blasts them up so that your solo is heard over everybody else. Okay? So a lot of times, that's what you need to do. Now, if you do that and you just play the guitar and you by yourself, it sounds like crap. So you started off with a great tone and you actually made it kind of shitty a little bit, right? But in the context of the band, that tone is going to sound great. So that's a great point that you mentioned there, 2 and 3 3 chord jams.
Cheddar's got another one for you.
Rick Hefner. Thanks, man.
Thanks for hanging out, Rick.
Thanks for hanging out. Any rumors as to what will be at NAMM? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not in that loop, Quentin. I watch it on YouTube is how I found out, sort of like y'all guys.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you're talking about this question, Hack? If you had to play one guitar for the rest of your gigs that isn't a Gibson, oh, God.
Say PRS. He'll be happy.
It's not a Gibson?
Yeah, it can't be a Gibson or an Epiphone. What would it be?
Okay. It's my Ernie Ball Music Man.
Yep.
I can do that. That's a Swiss Army knife.
Mm-hmm.
Still doesn't sound as nice as my Les Paul. But it's a good sounding guitar.
Mm-hmm.
There's your answer.
Mm-hmm.
You learned that from the infamous Scott Grove. Yeah. Yeah, you learn that quick when you're playing a band. It's like, hey, man, I can't hear myself.
Yep.
And turning up the volume doesn't do it. It's EQ. You got to change your EQ. Everybody lives in a little frequency band. Everybody lives. Drummers are here, bass is here, and so on. And you want to be heard. So you want your own, carve out your own niche, so to speak. You don't want to live in everybody else's bandwidth, if that makes any sense.
Right. Yeah. David Ennis is here. I get instead of typing, I get to say, David, how you doing? And I hope you had a wonderful day.
Hey, David Ennis. Hope you're well, my friend. Chuck Booth, Guitar Hack, what's your favorite live amp setup? I see that Marshall. Yeah, I think the Marshall Origin is my favorite amp, you know. But I'm really old school, traditional. I'm like Gibson Marshall. There's, you know, no pedals. I don't do the multi-effects thing. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I'm very, very old school. Absolute Mayhem, Guitar Hack. What made you purchase the new guitar input model I considered buying? Okay, the interface was courtesy of Mr. Jason Wade. He bought a whole whack of stuff, and you weren't using this at all, you were saying?
Yeah, the 11 rack is its own interface, so that basically phased that PreSonus out of my setup, and you needed it, you could use it, so I sent it to you.
Yeah, much appreciated that. Nam Rumor. Oh, Nam Rumor, Kiesel colored Ibanez guitars. Okay. Todd Flowers, I have never had pedals until this year, so I'm in the dark with it. If you've got pedal questions, Todd Flowers, fire away, man. It's a rabbit hole, but maybe help you navigate some of it.
Brian Cote is saying it would be his Telecaster in reference to the answer.
See, Dave Byron was just, and Dave Byron, there's someone with tons of live experience. Yes, the secret to boost your solos is boosting the mids, not the volume. So there you go. You're hearing it from the master right there.
Look who just popped in the chat.
Who's that?
EJ.
Oh, EJ. Hey, buddy.
Yeah. I got the head rush, EJ. I just got the first one. You got the second one.
A64 T-board, Guitar Hack, what's your opinions on 1970s Les Pauls? Are you a fan, or do you steer clear of these? I see that you're very modern, traditional. I think I've said this before. The whole thing, this is just, again, my opinion. But if somebody says, okay, you know what, 70s Les Pauls are crap, you got to get, early 90s or early 2000s, everything else is, honestly, if you think about that rationally, how could it be that every single guitar made between 1970 and 1979 is totally garbage? How could that be? How is that even possible? There's got to be some good ones in there. So when I'm looking at a Les Paul, okay, I don't really care what year. Like, in other words, if it's made in a certain decade, I'm not just gonna like write it off. I'm gonna play it first. There's gonna be good guitars in the bunch, and it doesn't matter what years they're made. Okay, it doesn't matter what years they're made. There's always going to be diamonds in the rough, and you just have to know the feel of the guitar and whether or not it suits you. My first Les Paul Standard, I went through 6 of them before I found one that I liked. Now, I could turn around and say, yeah, all the 2016 Les Pauls were crap. That's not true. It's just out of the 6, there was one that was more for me than the other ones. If another person had gone in there, they might have said, oh, no, picked another one and said that one was better. It's all personal preference. So I don't have that whatever that's what I'm looking for. I don't write off guitars for the period that they're made. Right. If you have a good one, you have a good one. Marcos in the house. Here. How are you?
In the blues.
Guitar Hack, that's the right answer. Yeah, guitar. See, I called Guitar Pit, now Guitar Hack.
Oh, yeah. I hear you, buddy.
Oh, man, eh?
We'll just get you guys on the same stream. That'll solve the problem. We'll get you guys on the same stream.
Same stream.
And it wouldn't matter what you say.
So he's saying that's the right answer because Guitar Pit is a big fan of Music Man.
They're very, very nice guitars. Very nice.
Gwen James, guitar is a mid-range instrument. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Great choice. Thank you. It would be that Ibanez X guitar, right? Dave Byron. No, Dave. It's not my style, my friend.
Well, see, I had got really lucky and fortunate, like you were talking about going to the guitar stores and playing before you buy. Go ahead. I got to know. Go ahead.
This is Chris just cracks me up. He's telling me I should change my name to Moon Unit.
Moon Unit, yeah. So,
Oh, that's funny, man. That's funny. All right. ChickNGuitars, best overdrive pedal for an SG. Okay. There is a best overdrive pedal, period. It is the...
It's the Tube Screamer, right?
No.
Oh, it's not?
No. That for me is a boost pedal. That's a lead boost. That's all I use it for.
Well, so like I said, I'm not a pedal guy, so that shows you how much I know.
Yeah, my favorite pedal. I mentioned it 100 times. It's the Plimsoll by Full Tone. Okay, now JJ's House of Jams informed me. I saw that there's a second generation. There's one that's first generation is silver and purple. Second generation, the whole pedal is now purple. I've never played the second generation. I've only played the first generation. But JJ's House of Jams was telling me that the second generation, the one that's all purple, already doesn't sound as good as the first generation.
First generation, okay.
So you get the silver, purple, Plimsoll pedal by Full Tone. Shane from In the Blues is a big fan. I mentioned it, and he was all over it. He had it for 2 years. It's #1 overdrive pedal, so it's not just me. Watch the Andertons guys. You know, it's a revered pedal, and it's really 2 pedals in one. Because if you really want the nasty distortion, you can get that. If you want the more bluesier, less clipped overdrive sound, you can get that as well. It's an absolutely fantastic pedal. So that's what I recommend to anyone. If I only had one overdrive, that's the one I would have.
You do know that your buddy Shane in the Blues is in the chat.
Oh, there's Shane from In the Blues. Shane, I was just talking about you. So Shane, I was just asked the best overdrive pedal, and I said the Plimsoll by Full Tone, and I just mentioned that you were also a big fan of that pedal. So there you go. Tube Screamer, the Friedman BEOD, BEOD, who knows? It depends. The BEOD, I think, is if you want like heavier gain. But if you want anything that can go from a blues to a heavy gain, I think the Plimsoll is a better fit.
I'm gonna be honest with you, my software that I use, a lot of times I'll drop in the blues driver. And it's, that's just me though. And it's computer software. It's not.
Yeah, blues driver, but a blues driver, I've seen people, blues driver is a good sort of bass overdrive. Like it's a blues driver, right? You're not going to get a ton of gain out of that. Right? The blues driver, you probably won't, it's about the same amount of gain as I would think as you would get through a tube, like a Tube Screamer. Tube Screamer for me is not enough gain. But that's not what the Tube Screamer's for. Tube Screamer is just, it's either going to take, if you've got a little bit of dirt on your amp, it's going to knock it, bring it up more, or you can use it to boost a solo. But if you use a Tube Screamer as just like a strictly, like you've got a totally clean amp and you put a Tube Screamer on, it sounds like garbage.
Right.
You have to have the amp almost already breaking up, and then the Tube Screamer sends it over. Right? So that's what I'm saying. Like if you have a Plimsoll, you can put that on a perfectly clean channel amp and it's going to sound great. Right? So it's like it's more, you can do more with it. Okay, it's 224 in Australia, Shane is saying. And
that's early.
Okay, ChickNGuitars. Okay, so I sold Kailyn on the Plimsoll. That's awesome.
2 and 3 chords. Good night. See you later.
Good night, 2 and 3 chords. Will Varela is asking, you have to play them. It's what you think and feel. I would. Never
He's talking
just
about the guitars, the discussion before the pedal came up.
Oh yeah, 100. Yeah, I'm way behind in the chat. Yeah, for sure. You got to play them. I wouldn't write off an entire decade of guitars because of a reputation. I would, you know, I would just.
That's what I was talking about. I've gotten really lucky with my guitars as far as ordering them from these online sites. And you can ask GTV. He actually came up here and played them, visited me, and brought the soul food pedal and hung out. We went out to eat and so on and so forth. And he played the guitars, and even he commented on. He said, "All your guitars play so well."
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about them. They just play really well. And they, like I said, the only ones that I've actually went to a store, physical store, and played were none of them. I ordered them all online.
Well, you know, it's luck of the draw, man.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm just really fortunate that.
Yeah.
Now the only thing that I sent back was that special. I ordered the special, and like I said, my OCD got me. The neck had that knot in the back of the neck, and it just bugged me. It didn't have anything to do with the playability of the guitar at all, by any means. But I sent it back and traded it or exchanged it for one that had a little better finish on the back of the neck, and I got lucky, and it plays well, plays awesome. It's one of my.
No, but I told you what happened though, right?
Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know, like right when Jason bought the what's that, buttercream Strat? Is that color?
Right.
That's a Player Series Fender Strat. So he bought that guitar, and I went to a music store and I picked one up, and it was exactly the same guitar, and I played it, and it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. And I thought, man, like, I guess, I don't know. Again, terrible for me might be great for Jason. The same day I went to another store, I picked up the identical guitar, even the same color, and it was incredible. So there you go. You got two guitars, and they weren't set up radically different. It was nothing like that. It was just the feel of the instrument, and one just played fantastic, and one played like garbage. One I would buy, the other one I wouldn't.
Right.
So there you go. So, if you ever have the opportunity, obviously you want to play the instrument, right? You want to make sure that it's, to your liking. Because sometimes, like I said, I've gone through a lot of guitars before I found one that felt right. A lot of times, it's just, again, maybe I'm just too picky.
No, Mitch Heyman's asking if I had any of them set up. The Les Paul and the Satriani series I had set up. I took to my local guitar tech, and it's sort of odd. Ron's Pick and Parlor is the name of the place that's over in Stanfield, which is, you guys on YouTube don't know, but it's 20 miles, not even 20 miles, 5 minutes away. And he does bluegrass. He teaches lessons, voice lessons. His sister does voice lessons, just the whole shebang. It's a building outside his house. Really cool place. But he's a different type of player. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not metal, he's not rock.
Right.
He's bluegrass, country. They sell Collins acoustics, Blue Ridge, Eastwood, stuff, that type stuff.
Right.
But I took the Ibanez and the Gibson in there, but he can still set up a guitar. He still knows his stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I took those in there, and he set them up really good, and got the action, like we always say, low, no buzz.
Yeah.
The whole nine. And in the tremolo, he figured the tremolo out on the Ibanez because it's got that edge system instead of a Floyd. And he wasn't familiar with that, but I went and picked it up, and that thing plays like butter, man. I mean, it was in tune, it was intonated, the whole 9 yards. Very impressive. It was like $30. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, since then, with the SG, like I told you, that was the only one that I've had any issues with as far as getting it online. The intonation was out from like 12th fret down. I'd never messed with anything like that, but I decided to tackle it.
And
I watched YouTube videos, and it worked out for me.
Yeah.
So, I got lowered the action and intonated it myself.
But the other thing too, and here's another thing that I've come across. Just as important as to find the right guitar is important to find the right guy to set it up.
You're right.
If it's not yourself. Because I've had guys set up my guitars that they came back worse than than when they left me.
Correct.
And I found I found a guy just recently when my Les Paul Blackie, the tuning key had to be replaced. So I got that fixed, and it was like a tech that I knew that was really, really good suggested this tech that's really, really good. And I took my guitar to him, and so as part of it, he changed the tuning key, and he set it all up for me, whatever. That thing now plays. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It plays. I mean, just put it on, and it just starts doing stuff. Like, it's crazy. So Rick Hefner's asking, is that a DSL 40 behind me? Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Charlie S. Hey, Hack, what do you recommend for a fuzz? Charlie S. Oh, by the way, hello, Charlie S. You're asking the wrong guy. I absolutely hate fuzz. Fuzz is what I try to avoid. I don't like that sound at all. It's not. And I've tried every kind of fuzz. I was told, try this fuzz. It's a fuzz for people that don't like fuzz. It was the Velvet Fuzz by Wampler. So I tried it, and you know what? I still don't like it. I just don't like fuzz. Do not like fuzz at all. Sorry, man. I can't help you with fuzz. Either we don't have... Tube Screamer was rebranded. Maxon OD 808. Okay, talking about the Tube Screamer.
You say Dave's comment?
No, I'm way behind. Who's slagging decades? Yeah. Oh,
you're not that far behind. Go ahead and get caught up right quick.
I start yapping, and then I miss out.
That's what a live stream's all about, baby.
Yeah, that's why I want, I'd like for them to put the tag so that I could see it. Okay, see, Stafford Studio put a tag, so I'll see his right away. Says, I think the companies to try to make sure it leaves the warehouse playing good, or they might be out of business. I don't know for sure, but that's what I'm thinking when Jason's guitars turned out. Yeah, it could be the company it comes from. Because like some companies, they don't even take it out of it comes from the manufacturer on the skid. From the skid, it goes to you. So they don't even get their hands on it or set it up or anything. It just goes straight through, right?
Well, I think
and then there's
Sweetwater's got that
changes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that 52 checkpoint something setup thing.
In the blues, fuzz is good for the stoners.
In the blues, dude. Did you see that? Did you see that year-end jam that he did? That video?
Oh, that was awesome.
Whoa, dude! I watched that. Oh man, that was awesome.
That was great, man.
It was. It really was. That was cool.
Yeah. I'd love to do that, man. I'd love to just go on open mic and just play. Shit.
I stopped that video halfway through and went and got my guitar and started playing along with them as far as that goes.
Yeah.
As best I could. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just here in my bedroom. But that was awesome, dude. And Dr. Rick, I adore that dude, man. The way he plays and the way he feels and everything like that.
Dr. Rick is a monster, man.
Yeah. He's awesome. He really is.
Yeah, and all like Shane is in here, but when I had Shane on, and once we start, like I'd love to just dig in and just start talking like actual music and actual playing, and get away from the gear, and like, look at stuff like, okay, here's a progression. What would you play over there? But it's if we could do this and actually have guitars in our hands
and play
and exchange ideas, that would be so cool. But to be able to do that and not have your guitar sound instantly like it's underwater is the problem,
right?
Yeah. But I'd love to do that with.
They put out him and Rick put out that video from GitCon, where Rick was playing riffs, and Shane was sitting beside him, And they were going through all the 70s like classic rock riffs. I played. That's where half the damn riffs that I learned for that last video came from that video, because I watched that video 3 or 4 times and I was going, because it was just so fun. It was awesome.
So Shane's saying, he's saying, wait till you hear my other friend Brian. He's a total monster as well. He'll be on the next one. There you go.
Sweet.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, are you? Oh, it's 10:39. We're going for like an hour and 40 minutes here. So, anyways, folks, I think we're gonna wrap this up. I want to thank everybody for coming in. Thank you so much, Jason Wade. Is there any last things you want to mention, Jason?
The regular. I mean, you know, this is what we do to entertain ourselves. Obviously, we're here for an hour and a half, sitting and listening to two guys talk, geek out on gear and guitars and so on and so forth. And in the chat, we're talking to people and interacting with people in the chat. As far as that goes, this is what we do to entertain ourselves. We classify this as fun in our spare time. Like you said, keep it positive. Leave the drama at home, in the closet, wherever you want to do, one way or the other. Subscribe to each other.
Yeah.
Like Hefner was talking about earlier. Subscribe to each other. Check out each other's channels, because everybody's got a little something to offer somebody else.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what level you're at, whether you're up here or you're down here or somewhere in the middle. It's one of those things where it's just, you know, you can learn a little bit of everything.
Right.
I don't mind helping with what little bit of knowledge I've learned. You don't mind helping. Others don't mind helping.
No.
And let's just take advantage of it, and you know, and be nice to each other. It doesn't cost a thing to be nice.
Doesn't cost a thing. That's right. So yeah, just to kind of mirror what Jason was just saying, you know, yeah, let's all support each other. Let's keep it a positive place. If anyone wants to, speaking of helping, if anybody wants to hit me up, maybe I can help you with a little guitar playing. I got my my Guitar Hack email address below. If anybody wants to support the merch for cancer, I have that link below as well. It's the Guitar Hack store on the Teespring website. And yeah, and that's about it. So I'd like to thank Jason so much. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Well, you have 48 people here right now.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Thanks a lot, guys.
That's incredible, man. Thank you all so much. And we'll see you in the next stream. All right. Cheers, everybody.
See you later, guys.
Take care. Bye-bye.